The colors of solitude. I never meant to push you away, Alara, Iris whispered, her voice barely above a murmur. And yet, you've left me feeling alone more times than I can count, Iris. Alara stood solemnly at the entrance of their shared home, her silhouette framed by the soft glow of the late afternoon sun. Goodbye, Iris. I hope you find the love you deserve, and may you let it envelop you as it should. With those final words, Alara stepped outside, closing the door gently behind her. The lush greenery of Marigold Valley was drenched in a golden light that belied the storm of emotion swirling between them. As she walked down the cobbled path toward the waiting blue car, a longing glance lingered in the air. Iris could tell Alara was fighting back tears, just as she was. At that moment, the sky turned ominous, clouds rolling in, heavy with the promise of rain. As the door to the car clicked shut, the heavens opened up, unleashing a torrent that echoed off the rooftops like a symphony of sorrow. The neighbor's cat, Minx, an agile tortoiseshell, scampered into her lawn, seeking refuge from the powerful downpour. Alara has to find a way to handle those feelings, Iris thought, feeling the weight of regret inside her. She quickly pulled the curtains shut, only to find that the gloomy atmosphere had crept in through the cracks. Every living plant inside had wilted in despair. This time, I cannot bring you back, Iris murmured to her wilting ferns. In a moment of reckless yearning, she dashed outside to her beloved art studio, nestled at the edge of the garden, a sanctuary of canvases and color, a place that always felt like home. With each raindrop that fell violently against her skin, Iris felt a surge of remorse. She reached for the door and shouted into the storm, "Open." The door swung wide, revealing the vibrant hues that awaited her inside. "Oh, thank the stars!" Iris exclaimed, feeling relief wash over her as she stepped into the chaos of color that surrounded her. "Am I not the luckiest to have you all?" With an array of artworks splashed across easels and walls, the colors seemed alive. A voice floated from the shadowy corner, pulling her focus. "I am here," chirped Lux, the ethereal butterfly with wings painted in shades of violet and turquoise. "Always a delight to see you, Lux," Iris smiled, reaching out to gently stroke the creature's delicate wings. They shimmered in the ambient light, a small reminder of the beauty in her world. "Over here," chimed the tiny, chirpy voices of the twin figures, Ember and Ash. They danced among the drying brushes and paint tubes. "We're ready to paint the day anew," they said in perfect unison, their joy infectious amidst the gloom. "Ah, you two are as sprightly as ever," Iris replied warmly, her heart lifting. Just then, a low rumble echoed from the windowsill. There was Marlowe, the robust tabby who always seemed to find his way into trouble. "You'll need more than whimsy today, dear Iris," he said, his tail flicking thoughtfully. "I know, Marlowe. I faced a storm today, just not the kind that you see outside," she replied, her voice tinged with sadness. "Listen, Iris," Lux spoke quietly as she fluttered closer. "Alara's heart is like the rain, it needs space to flow freely. You both must learn." "I've pushed her away one too many times," Iris admitted, her voice breaking. "I thought keeping love at a distance was best for her, but all I did was create a chasm." "But love isn't about distance," Ember piped up. "It's about connection, even when it's messy. Maybe you still have time to mend things." The rain subsided, giving way to a refreshing soft breeze that swept through the open door, bringing life back into the air. Iris took a deep breath and stood upright. "Perhaps you're right. I can't let fear sabotage what we had. I need to reclaim that vibrant connection." With a newfound determination, Iris turned to her canvases and set to work, painting not just colors but a message, a visual apology, a promise to Alara. "Will you all join me in bringing this to life?" she asked her beloved creatures, the small movements of joy already filling the space once more. "Absolutely," came the collective cheer of her friends. Together, they painted until the sun began to dip below the horizon, each stroke carrying a piece of Iris's heart, a heart that yearned to stitch together the distance love had created. In the glow of dusk, the world outside felt brighter, the colors more vivid, and a sense of hope lingered in the air, drawing her closer to a future where both Alara and Iris could thrive side by side, once again. As twilight embraced Marigold Valley, Iris felt the rhythmic pulse of her heart sync with the vibrant colors on her canvas. The air was thick with anticipation, and she lost herself in the brush strokes, channeling her emotions into every hue and shade. The golden yellows danced with soft pinks, swirling around deep blues and lush greens, forming a whirling representation of everything unspoken between her and Alara. Suddenly, Lux flitted over to Iris's shoulder, her wings twinkling in the dim light. "What will you say to Alara?" she asked softly, her tone filled with care. "I want to tell her how much I've missed her," Iris began, pausing to consider the weight of her words. "That I see her and appreciate everything she brings into my life. I want her to know that fear no longer controls me, that love is worth the risk." Marlowe stretched lazily from his perch, his gaze steady. "You need to speak from your heart, Iris. It's not just about the art, it's about being honest. Vulnerability can be a strength, especially for love." "Then I'll risk everything," Iris stated, a tremor of determination echoing in her resolve. She stepped back from her easel, her masterpiece still a work in progress but bursting with life. "Let's go find her." As day melted into night, the air was punctuated by the distant chirping of crickets and the low rustle of leaves. With her faithful companions, Lux, Marlowe, Ember, and Ash by her side, Iris felt an electric current of hope. Together they trekked through the garden and down the cobbled path, until they reached the edge of their quaint little village. The blue car that had taken Alara away lingered in the back of Iris's mind as they walked past the quaint cottages, lit warmly from within. A storm had passed, and the night sky now glittered with stars, shining bright as her own heart leaped with newfound clarity. "Let's check the cafe first," Iris suggested. Alara loved visiting there, they served the best hot chocolate in town. Arriving at the small cafe, Iris pushed the door open, the bell above chiming a soft welcome. The warm air enveloped her, tinted with the rich aroma of coffee and sweet pastries. A few patrons filled the dimly lit space, their laughter blending into the comforting ambience. "Is she here?" Iris whispered, scanning the room nervously. Just then, she spotted a familiar silhouette in the far corner, Alara, her vibrant auburn hair catching the light, her figure framed by the cozy glow of the cafe's lanterns. "Go to her," Lux encouraged, nudging Iris gently. What if she's still upset?" Iris replied, anxiety creeping in once more. "Then you will show her that you're willing to face the consequences," Ember chimed in. "Love is about honesty, remember." Breathing deeply, Iris squared her shoulders, steeling herself for the conversation ahead. "Okay," she said, her voice almost a whisper. "I will try." With tentative steps, Iris approached Alara's table. As she drew near, Alara looked up, surprise and something else flickering in her emerald eyes. "Iris," she asked, her voice tinged with unease. "May I sit?" Iris whispered, not waiting for an answer before perching on the edge of the seat across from her. There was a moment of silence, the air heavy with the weight of unspoken feelings. "I didn't think you would come," Alara finally said, studying Iris's expression. "I had to," Iris replied, her heart racing. "I've been painting while you've been away, and every moment I spent with the colors reminded me of you. You are the brightest shade in my life." Alara's gaze softened. "After our last conversation, I thought it would be easier to stay away. I didn't want to hurt again. I was wrong to shut you out, Alara. I thought I was protecting you by keeping my distance, but all I did was push you away." "I'm so sorry," Iris confessed, her voice trembling with sincerity. "I've realized love is messy, and I want to embrace the chaos with you instead of running from it." Alara's expression shifted, vulnerability surfacing beneath her stoic facade. "I miss our connection, Iris. I didn't want to leave. I thought it was for the best, but..." Iris reached across the table, her fingers brushing against Alara's. "I'm here now. I want us to start over, no fear, no distance. Just honesty and love." For a heartbeat, they were suspended in that moment, the bustle of the cafe fading away until it was just the two of them entwined in a web of emotions. "I think I would like that very much," Alara finally said, her voice barely above a whisper, a shy smile breaking through her doubts. Heart racing, Iris smiled back, relief flooding through her. Just then, Marlowe hopped onto Alara's table, slinking between their hands as if sealing their rekindling connection. Lux fluttered excitedly above them, casting her shimmering shadow over the two of them, joining their hearts in an unspoken promise. "Let's go back to the garden," Iris suggested, the urge to create something beautiful together igniting her spirit. "There's so much more we can build together." As the two of them stepped back out into the crisp night, hand in hand, the stars twinkled approvingly overhead, lighting the path toward the future. Love, after all, was not just about connection. It was about crafting a shared reality where both Iris and Alara could flourish, unburdened by fear, but emboldened by hope. As Iris and Alara wandered back toward the garden, a canopy of stars hung overhead, each one a tiny beacon illuminating their path, echoing the vibrant energy that had blossomed between them once more. The air was infused with the sweet scent of blooming jasmine, and the gentle rustle of leaves became a soothing backdrop to their growing rapport. Reaching the garden gate, Iris paused, turning to Alara with a smile that mirrored the glow of the moonlight. "I've prepared something special. You have to see it." Alara's curiosity piqued, and she stepped through the gate, Iris leading her into the sanctuary that had always served as a refuge for their souls. Inside, the art studio was awash in soft light, the candles flickering gently, casting playful shadows against the walls. The canvases stood proud, each burst of color narrating a story of love, longing, and vulnerability. There at the center was Iris's latest canvas, larger than the others, waiting patiently for its unveiling. Iris walked Alara over to it, a trembling excitement coursing through her. "This is for you, for us," she said, her hands brushing over the fabric surface. "I wanted to capture everything we've shared, everything we can be." With a deep breath, Iris pulled the cloth off the canvas, revealing a breathtaking tableau that reflected the very essence of both their spirits. Swirling amidst a kaleidoscope of colors were two figures painted in fluid movement, arms outstretched toward one another against a backdrop of a vibrant sunset, the horizon kissed by the hues of hope, forgiveness, and love rekindled. "Oh, Iris," Alara breathed, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "It's beautiful." "It's us," Iris said gently, stepping back to allow Alara to take it all in. "Every moment we lost was a brushstroke of gray, but look, it's all been transformed. We can make something beautiful together." As Alara approached the canvas, she traced the outlines of their figures with her fingertips, lost in the emotions it sparked. "It's everything I've ever wanted. I've never felt so seen, so understood." "Well, good," Iris replied with a soft chuckle, the remnants of tension easing with every passing moment. "Because I want to keep seeing you, Alara. I want us to explore the messy, beautiful chaos that comes with loving freely." Tears finally spilled over Alara's cheeks, and she turned to Iris, the weight of her emotions lifting, allowing joy to take their place. "Thank you for this. I'm so grateful we found our way back to each other." "Me too," Iris said, her heart swelling with warmth. "I'll never let fear dictate our love again. We'll embrace all the colors together." As they stood there surrounded by the softness of their shared dreams, Marlowe and Lux settled contentedly at their feet, as if they too understood the significance of this moment. Ember and Ash flitted playfully around the room, celebrating the return of harmony with their joyous presence, weaving a protective circle around the two women. In that sacred space, they began to share heartfelt stories and laughter, weaving memories together as they pledged to be fully present in each moment that lay ahead. They spoke of their dreams, their fears, and the journey they would embark on, hand in hand, heart in heart. The night wore on, and as the candles flickered out, they embraced under the gentle glow of the moonlight, warmth enveloping them. Their thoughts drifted to the future, filled with vibrant possibilities, echoes of laughter, and the freedom to love without reservation. Iris pulled back slightly, cradling Alara's face in her hands, their foreheads touching. "May we paint the world with our colors, may we embrace the chaos together." Alara smiled, her heart light with hope. "And may our love continue to grow, even in the storms." With a shared breath, they sealed their promise with a kiss, a delicate melding of souls that tasted like rain and sunlight, bursting with unrestrained possibility. In that moment, surrounded by love and the gentle whispers of the wind, Iris and Alara knew they had created something beautiful together, a love that was resilient, colorful, and vibrant, ready to weather any storm that lay ahead. Together they walked back into the heart of the garden, ready to fill the world with their colors, no fear, no distance, just love.